Hello, Cancer. It seems like it's all the water signs today who want to come through, probably because of this Pisces full moon that's coming up. So I'm more than happy to read for all of you. These are going to be shorter readings, about 15 to 20 minutes long. And I am Shasha Crow. This is Shasha Rishi, and let's consult the Oracle. So I thought I'd come outside today, catch some of these lovely late summer rays. Hopefully there will be no auditory interruptions. And as always, any choices you make as a result of watching this reading, any actions you take, any decisions you make, are all your responsibility. I take no responsibility for them whatsoever. We are all adults after all. Okay, what is the energy around Pisces? Oh, no, not Pisces, sorry, Cancer. Just did the Cancer reading. Does Cancer need to know? The cards are really flying out. Here we go. Ooh, something very lovely. My little crabby crabs. Last card. Oh, there's a few that keep trying to jump out and they go back in. Oh, interesting. Okay. Right, so I have very small ears and my ear things keep falling out. First world problems. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man in the center of your spread. So if there is some way in which you feel you are needing to change around the way that you're doing things. Now, spoiler alert, you do have the Lovers in the outcome card, in the outcome position. So when I see the Hanged Man here at the center of the spread, what I'm feeling is you need to do things differently to get a different result, because the Lovers are in reverse. So this Hanged Man, you know, there's something you need to sacrifice. What is it that you need to sacrifice in order to get a different result? And as we move through the reading, hopefully some of that will become clearer. Apologies for my squinting. I can't not show you my eyes. So yeah, here I am squinting away, especially for you. Now, don't be alarmed, but crossing the Hanged Man is the Tower. But again, this is a card of change, right? So dramatic change, actually. But because it's crossing, we don't know if it's in reverse or it's in the upright. So it could go either way, depending on how you play into the energy and the circumstances that you find yourself in. Interesting, didn't notice that before. Overriding energy, Four of Wands in reverse. So perhaps, if this were a love reading, I would say you're experiencing a lack of commitment from people, or you yourself are feeling a lack of commitment towards the people that you have in front of you on the table, whether that be friendships or lovers, prospects. Now, a lack of commitment to someone is not necessarily a bad thing if that's not the person you should be committing to, right? And if you find yourself with an underlying lack of commitment, it doesn't mean you're a commitment phobe. It means you know what you need on a deep level. And we do have the moon in reverse here. You know what you need in the core of yourself, in your authentic self, and you know that whomever is in front of you is not it. So don't beat yourself up if you're being non-committal in, you know, a prospective partnership. Maybe move out of it as soon as you can so as not to waste that person's time, or set boundaries around a friendship if it's a friendship there, Cancer. But underneath we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune here is in reverse. So I think you're perhaps feeling, you know, I don't really think it could be much worse than it is. Things are a bit dire, right? Like things are a bit dire maybe in relationships. That's what I'm feeling for you, Cancer, that this is kind of a relationship vibe. There's something to do with the North Node in it's the North and South nodes and it's Aries and Libra. And Libra are about relationships, Aries about self. So it's balancing out your own needs with the needs of those people in your life. Sorry about I'm trying to stay very much in the sun, but it's moving around really quickly. So it's worth bearing that in mind. With the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you might feel it's not going your way at the moment, because this is a card of karma and destiny. And it might be that you're saying, well, can be much worse. I'm not committing to them. They're not committing to me. When is this wheel going to turn the other way? Well, it always does. So in the past, we've got the Empress. I think you knew what you wanted. You were ready. You were feeling abundant. Maybe you had a relationship of some kind. You felt like you were the boss of you, or you'd come to like this kind of new self-realization. You felt really kind of like, yeah, you know what? I don't really need anyone anyway. I can just be alone for as long as I need to until I meet the right person, right? But then over time, that kind of erodes. You go up, you go down, cycles happen, and you're kind of having a wobble, right? So in the Hanged Man, you're asking yourself, what else do I need to do? Because I have been so independent and I've been so, creative, and I've done my thing, and yet things have not changed. I've not met someone, or I've not found the path of destiny that I was looking for, right? Now, in the near future, we've got the Moon in reverse. So just to bring that into the sun. So the Moon in reverse, it's going to look at me instead of the card, is saying that some secret is going to be revealed. So whatever it is that you don't currently know, that you need to know, with this full moon in Pisces, I think, and if you've already passed the full moon in Pisces, there's certainly a full moon coming up. We have one every single month, at least one. So what is it going to reveal? Check your journal and write in your journal as you go into this full moon, whatever the next full moon is, because this is obviously a timeless reading. It's for any time. Whenever you see it, it's for you. So at the next full moon, what is being revealed? And if we've got a new moon coming up, then, what is it we're releasing? But something will be revealed to you to release, or something will be revealed and you'll be like, do you know what? Because the Tower also can be inspiration. It can be a sudden flash of inspiration, which is a really nice interpretation of the Tower. Now, in the Self card, we've got the Five of Wands, which is competition and collaboration. I like to think of the upright Five of Wands as a card of collaboration more than competition. So I think you're ready to work with someone, right? Like you're ready to, whether that's in a business sense or in a relationship sense, because I do feel very strong relationship energy around this, although it's not a specific reading around relationships, work, money, or anything like that, health. I touch on whatever the aspects are that I see in the cards. You're ready to work alongside someone. You're ready to find an equal partnership. You're ready to build each other up, right? So my suggestion would be, sorry about the dog barking, whatever relationships you have around you and in your life at this time, nurture a sense of collaboration with those people. So how are you working together with them as friends? How are you working together with them as colleagues? How are you working together with them as, family members or whatever? And that should be obviously in balance. Or, if someone's in a really down place, maybe this is where you're giving more and that will come back around at some point. So just sensing the balance so that it doesn't become a competition, right? So keep yourself in the authenticity of your collaborative nature and try to flow in your very special crabby way around any sense of competition with others at this time. So we've got the Hermit in reverse. So if you've been feeling a little bit hermity in your environment, if you feel like you've kind of isolated yourself a little bit too much in some ways, now is the time to come out and express who you are. Look at me leaning out of the shade, trying to catch the last rays of the sun. So now is the time to come out and express yourself fully. That light in the lamp is the star. So the Star card basically is expressed in the Hermit card. So come out of your little hibernation, and maybe, you know, we just had a grand trine in air as I'm doing this reading. So maybe some of that infectious sociable energy has come through for you. We're also going to be moving into Libra season, you know, in not long a time. In fact, probably in a matter of days. So yeah, embrace your sociable side. Hopes and fears, we've got the Sun. So I think you maybe are at the point where you're kind of thinking, ugh, am I gonna be fulfilled ever? You know, or am I always gonna just have to settle for less? And I have to say that part of that is attitude, but the more, without meaning to rhyme, the more gratitude we can have around our ability to fulfill ourselves on a day-to-day basis, because that you need even if you, for example, get into a relationship, get into the perfect job, have, you know, the perfect group of friends. Does such a thing exist? It's an ongoing process. We are always changing and evolving. So naturally the things around you are going to change and evolve as well. So don't be afraid that you're not going to reach your goal or your fulfillment or whatever, because it's there for you, you know, like if you want it, it's there for you. Who is it who says, it's Teal Swan who says, you can't want something that isn't meant for you. It's just not possible for you to want something that isn't meant for you. It might not take the form you expect. And we've got a lot of illumination here. We've got the moon and the sun. So that to me is a bit of a partnership going on as well. You know, the masculine and the feminine elements. The Five of Wands in this deck obviously has the two leopards on it as well, looking towards each other, which I think is really lovely. And yeah, so you know, in the Four of Wands, we've also got a pair of people. So it's certainly about working with others. It could well be about a relationship coming through, but there's this kind of, there's a feeling of needing to acknowledge something before you can move through to the next phase of this journey, where you are coming into a deeper communion with yourself, with the divine, and also with another person. And you know, I'm 47 now, and I'm leaning into the sun. That's it, right? Whatever age you are, lean into the sun. So lean into the Sun card. Yeah? Lean into it. The hope is that you get it. The fear is that you won't. So instead of fearing, lean into it and be like, how can I feel more of the sun? If you have the sun where you are, go get some sun. Obviously wear sunblock if you want to protect your skin. But your outcome card is the Lovers. So it's in reverse, but that doesn't mean that it's not there. It just might mean that what you have now is not everything, right? So let's just pull a card on the outcome of the Lovers. I think I'm going to have to let myself slide into the shade because I can't lean over here for the whole video, right? Oh dear. Didn't plan this one out very well. But hopefully you get the sense of the reading anyway. So clarifier on the Lovers. Queen of Cups in reverse. So we've got a lot of reversals going on here. This is, you know, the most fulfilled queen, the most emotionally fulfilled queen. Maybe there is a way, and I hate to say this because it sucks when people say this, or it can. It feels like it sucks. Maybe there's a way in which you need to work on yourself before the fullness of this can come through. So that's not to say that someone won't come through, because I do think someone will, because there's all this energy of partnership and collaboration, but they're not necessarily going to be exactly what you want. I experienced this, I get it. And you're like, why is it all the wrong things? Yeah, but acknowledge that partnerships are coming through for you. You just need to get clearer and more firm on what you want. So today I said to the universe, I want more and better than what is currently on offer for me. I want more and better than what has currently come into my experience. Much better, much better. And I'm being quite firm about that within myself. And that means setting boundaries around the relationships I'm already in, right? Three of Cups in reverse. So Three of Cups in reverse can sometimes be a card of gossip. It can be a card of being sociable. So in reverse, sometimes it can be that gossipy energy. So I think maybe if you're talking a lot, and I don't necessarily think that talking to other people about stuff is always, you know, a negative thing. Shall I move into the shade? So I'm not just like, yeah, let's just accept it. Just have one arm here in the sun. If you find yourself talking to your friends a lot about how, you know, rubbish it is, then maybe stop and instead write down what has been offered up to this point, friendships, relationships, potential suitors, it's a word I love, and write down the points that are really good, right? And then write down the things that are lacking. And you're like, nope, this is not good enough. This person is already in a relationship. This person is non-committal. This person is not in a place emotionally to conduct, you know, maybe they've just come out of a relationship. They're not in a place to conduct a new relationship or give me what I would like in a relationship. So they got like 6 out of 10. Right? And maybe for you 6 out of 10 is not enough, you know? Some of these are non-negotiables. So one last card for Cancer. Interesting. So, all this being said, we have the energy of the Knight of Pentacles coming through here for you. And the Knight of Pentacles, Knights are an offer. So this is an offer of abundance. So you're going to be offered more than you've had before. So as long as we're focusing on the work around this moon, whatever your next moon is, your full moon, be really clear. And don't get yourself emotionally in turmoil over something that is lacking, right? It's lacking. So put the emotions aside. Place that person or association where they belong and take back your energy, take back your power. So I call all my power back to me, and I release all energy that's not mine. So Cancer, I hope that's helpful. I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful week until I see you again. You're the first people I've had I love you and kisses, so you're welcome. Take care.